Alright guys, so if you saw the community post that I did recently, I said I wasn't going to do a dedicated AliExpress video. That's because I was busy doing reviews, but the other reason is I'm actually on nights in work at the moment. So I'm doing 7 nights in a row, so I'm just not going to have time to get a dedicated video done. But I wanted to get something out, so I'm quickly doing this video whilst in work. So apologies if it's not great, not my usual quality, but that's why. But I just wanted to show you these. So what we'll be going over it, this video is 3 watches that I've actually got in for review at the moment. So I'll be showing you the listings and the prices and specs and bits. But I'll also quickly show a few pictures that I've managed to take as well. I haven't done any video at all on the actual watches themselves yet. They've not been fully tested, so this isn't going to be recommendations per se. It's going to be more stuff you might want to check out. But enough waffling, let's get down to it. So we're starting with this Rdunae, the R3. So the watch this is actually I'm larging, the one I've got in my collection that I haven't actually reviewed on the channel. It's a watch that I picked up really early on. I think it was actually before I started my channel. So it's an homage of the Spinnaker Rdunae. So when I do the actual review of this one, I'll probably do a bit of a comparison between the two. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. But as for this, you can see we've got a few different options here. But we'll go over it properly when we scroll down. So the current price is £96.48p. That's before you get these discounts coming off. So you're probably going to get it around 85, something like that maybe, I would have thought. So we take a look what you actually get. So we've got the NH35, as you kind of expect. Usual specs for that. It's nice they actually list all this. You don't always get that on AliExpress listings. And then here's some dimensions. I'm not entirely sure if this 52.5 is actually accurate. It says case diameter, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't look for that one. Because on my 7-inch wrist, it wears better than that would suggest. But if we scroll down, we'll see some of the close-up pictures. So here's the different ones you can get. You can see we've got that in a rotating bezel. And there are some nice colour options. And obviously we have the double crowns, one for the bezel, one for movement and the date and everything. And it is a pretty nice watch, this. I have to admit, I do quite like it. You can see we've got a siren crown there. Pretty nice case back to him as well, actually. A little bit weird, granted, but I think it does look quite good. And there's a better picture of the crown. I do quite like the Rdunae logo, even though the name is a little bit weird. And there's a quick loom shot of what it looks like as well. You can see you've got the domed crystal there. So you had a nice bit of distortion to that. And as I say, I'll probably pop up a picture or two showing you quickly what it's like, the one I actually have in. But these are pretty good pictures, pretty accurate to what you're going to get. So this is the second Rdunae watch I've had on the channel. And if you haven't seen the previous one, I'll leave links to that up in the corner if you want to check it out. But when it comes to this one, I think I'd probably recommend it based on my initial impressions. No obvious issues or anything. Pretty good. Next up, we've got the Pagani Design GMT. So you might think you've seen this one before, but this is actually the NH34 version. So by the time you see me review this one, I might have another NH34 powered watch review coming out beforehand, but I won't spoil that too much. We'll see what happens. So I've previously reviewed the version 2 of this watch, which had, I think it was a DG movement, so Chinese movement. This is obviously the upgraded one, the Seiko NH34. So other than that, it's pretty much the same watch in terms of specs and everything. So pretty nice dimensions. It is good that AliExpress actually have the look-to-look measurements on a lot of these listings now, because it is a pretty important one. They say as well they've got BGW9 on this. From my initial first impressions of it, it might actually be, but it's still not the best application if it is. There's only a few layers there, I think. You could do with a few more. But as I say, I've not fully checked out and tested it thoroughly. So again, this isn't going to be a review. So just take it as it's slightly better than their previous loom offerings. But either way, still a good looking watch as the previous ones have been. So this is the loom shot they've got there. The one I've quickly checked out, I haven't fully charged it up using my actual torch that I use for the reviews. I've done it using my phone torch, and it doesn't quite get as bright as this, but as I say, it seems to be improved over the previous version. Again, just some more pictures. It is a good looking piece, as I say. This, I think, might be another change. So I think they've actually got an applied logo on this one. If I remember rightly, the previous version didn't have the applied logo, which was printed. But again, if you want to check out the review of the previous version, I'll leave a link to that up in the corner, and then you can find out for sure. But other than that, they seem to be the only two changes really. The applied logo, slightly improved loom, and obviously that NH34 being the main one. The clasp has actually been upgraded as well, I just remembered. So that's another big one as well. With some of the previous Paganis, they had that stupid, really fiddly to get internal style micro adjust on the clasp. A little bit awkward to get to, you have to have a really thin tool to be able to do it. Now they've actually got the drilled holes in the side, so it works a lot better. So they've tweaked it and improved it quite a bit over the previous one, I think. So if you like that previous one, but you want a better movement and a couple of little upgrades, tweaks, this could be a good option. And again, that won't be the actual price you're paying. You're going to be getting a fair bit off there with these discounts on at the moment. But again, that's going to vary depending on where you are in the world and fees and bits and pieces. So just check it out. Again, links will be down in the description as always. Next up, now this one's a pretty special one. It's actually the first watch I'm checking out from this brand as well. Hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right. The Agelocer Tourbillon. So this one is actually what they call, well, what I've been told, and according to their actual website, it's a sports tourbillon, which is not something I've seen before, something pretty unusual. If you do know any others, do let me know down in the comments. So this is actually the second tourbillon I've had on the channel now. The first one I got way back when I started the channel, which was a Stuggers one. If you've not seen that, I'll leave a link to that in the corner. Not my best quality review, because as I say, I think it was possibly the second video I did on the channel. So be kind if you do watch that and leave comments or anything. Hopefully I've improved quite a bit since then, excluding this video obviously, because this isn't my usual style. And I think I'm doing alright considering this is just filmed in work on my break. So the first thing that's going to jump out with this one, apart from that tourbillon movement, is also the price. So yeah, this isn't a cheap watch by any means, but there's quite a bit going on with it. So we'll scroll down and we'll see what it's all about. Got some more information here. So that's the model number. So we've got sapphire crystal. It's also a skeletonized watch as well. But the interesting part is this movement. So this is actually a high beat tourbillon movement, as you can see, and we've also got an 80-hour power reserve as well, which is really good, really impressive. And obviously tourbillon watches are always more expensive anyway, but granted, this one is quite a bit more than the previous one I've checked out from Stuggers, or Stuggers, or however you want to pronounce it. If you're not keen on that slightly plainer one, they do have some more, how can I put it, colourful options. If you'd want to go all out. But the one I have, as I'll show you in the pictures, is this one here. So a little bit more subdued, more subtle. Also as well, the one I got sent actually has a rubber strap as opposed to a leather one, which I think suits this kind of style better, especially if they're going to call it like a sports tourbillon. The rubber is more suitable, I think. And I also think it just looks a bit better as well, to be honest. So I don't know if that's going to be an option. You'd have to message the seller and see what they say. And here's some of the dimensions. So we've got 22mm lug width, 42mm diameter, 10mm thick. So pretty decent dimensions. Obviously, with it being a tourbillon, it's going to be slightly larger because they tend to be on the slightly larger side. It is interesting as well, they actually say rubber on the band material, so perhaps these are older pictures, so maybe they're all rubber ones now. And that's it for that one. Interestingly enough, when I was sent this watch, I was a little bit surprised to get this one, because the one they actually said they were going to send me was this one, which is very similar, as you can tell. The only real difference is that case. So this one's more of a dressy style, traditional style case, whereas this one is a bit more sporty looking. But the actual movement inside is the same. Obviously, the price is quite a bit different as well. So if you want something slightly cheaper, again, you'll be able to get it cheaper than that with the discounts. I think it'll probably be around the 850, 860 mark, something like that maybe, once you take off all the discounts. And obviously convert that to whatever currency in your country. In fact, if I remember rightly, they actually have a pretty good video on here. So you can see it's a really nice looking movement. So, as I say, with both watches, you're going to get this same movement. So it's just going to come down to which case style you prefer, really. But they both look really good. This one is more traditional kind of dressy style, whereas the one I've got, as I say, they advertise more as a sports watch, but with the tourbillon movement. Let me know down in the comments, which one do you prefer if you're going to pick one of these up? Obviously, not everyone's going to be able to with this kind of pricing, but which one would you go for? Which one do you think looks better? So if you're interested in picking up any of these watches, links are down in the description as always. They're all affiliate links, so they will help support the channel if you do buy anything through them. So even if you click on one of those links and then end up buying something else on AliExpress at the time, I will still get a small commission. That's just the way it works. So you don't have to buy that specific watch. So if you do want to support the channel, help me keep doing these videos, and obviously the reviews more importantly, just please consider doing that. Do appreciate it a lot. I also really appreciate the fact we've hit 12,000 subscribers recently. So I did mention in one of the comments when I did a post about that I will sort out some kind of giveaway at some point. Just as I say, currently busy in work at the moment, but once I get back off, I will get on that. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.